What's up, what's up, what's up? Welcome to GHET-TO Sports, sports talk with street flavor. This week we're talking about the Harlem Chronicles. I told you we don't get into the books written by Ray Frazier, okay? And those who don't know, Ray Frazier is Manny, and Manny is Ray Frazier, if you haven't gotten that by now. Now these four short stories are called the Harlem Chronicles, okay? And we're starting off with the first book, which is Paper Dreams on Lexington Avenue. The Legend of Toy. Talks about a young man growing up in Harlem, 129th Street and Lexington Avenue. Shout out to the Jackie Robinson houses, or we call the Rob to those around the way. It talks about how a young man on his way to school plays numbers, hits, and becomes a quiet legend in the underground illegal number game on how he wins and plays numbers in Harlem, and no one knows about it. He didn't go by his government name, which was Ray. His nickname, which was Manny. He wanted another name to go by, and he went by Toy. And Toy became a legend in playing numbers in the streets of Harlem. It's based on a true story. This is a great read. You need to go out and get it. All four books are available on Amazon.com. Also, the next book that came out is The Last King of 105th Street. Basically, it's a prelude to the Paper Dreams on Lexington Avenue. It talks about Manny, his father and uncle, how they had a small loan shark business in their community in Harlem, where they loaned money out, but still had morals and was upright in the community, that led to one of the main character's sons running for public office. The next book is called The Double Life of Malik, or the Quiet Crown. It's a third generation. Remember, the first generation is the last king of 105th Street, which is the uncle and the father. The second generation is the Paper Dreams on Lexington Avenue, The Legend of Toy. That's the second generation. This is the third generation in the family, which is Malik, and how he navigates taking it a notch higher than Manny in the illegal game of the streets. Okay, and then how he balanced of working for the city, but still have his little illegal network that he goes by while he's out there in the street. In the fourth book, it talks about Malik and his crew. Basically how they started as young men in the 4th grade, and they bond in brotherhood that they still have to this day, and how they rose up in the street game, and Malik started to go towards his legal game for working in the city. Now, all these covers are the 4 covers of the hardcover. Each book has a paperback. Once again, The Legend of Toy, Paper Dreams on Lexington Avenue. The Last King of 105th Street, paperback version. This is just like the hardcover. The Double Life of Malik, The Quiet Crown, and Malik and the Crew. Same as the hardcover, but the paperback version. These are 4 great books we call the Harlem Chronicles. Okay? The Harlem Chronicles is 4 short stories based with stories from Harlem, 129th Street, and how one family, 3 generations, branches out and grows out of these stories. They're all a good read. Paper Dreams on Lexington Avenue was the first book because it talks about Toy himself. And that's, based on, let's get this one out here first because that's what we know about Toy, because we lived this life of playing numbers growing up in Harlem. And if anybody remember playing numbers in Harlem, you'll recognize, let me go through one of the book covers and show y'all, like the big reds and all that. That's a picture of Jackie Robinson. This is the number slips that you used to play on. They used to put down the name Toy, because you still had to write your name or initials when you played your numbers on your number slip. So when you came back to get your money, they know who it belonged to. It's like making any bets. When you make a bet, you got to put your name or your initials or something on it to make a bet. So when you come back to collect your money, you can. And in this book, it tells how he collected his money more than anyone else coming in and out these number holes in Harlem. The last king of 105th Street talks about how his uncle and father used to be technically loan sharks in the community, loaning money to people that was down and out. Not any criminals, not no hoodlums, no hustlers, but people that really needed it, couldn't go to a bank. And how they loaned money to those citizens that needed some help in the community to get them back on their feet. It wasn't for free, came with a penalty, came with loan interest, but it's a good read. And that was really the first generation. Then you have Malik and his double life, showing how a young man who works for the city since he was 18, but still is rooted into the street life when he's not at work, and how he balances the two. You might know somebody just like that or not, but seeing how he was able to be a success with this, grow up the ranks in the city and in the city that he works in, still get promotions and higher grades, was a respectful man working for the city, but still have that little edge to himself and that little, ooh, what is he doing? Life. Then we have Malik and his crew, showing the bond and friendships of 4 kids from the 4th grade until now, how they grew up and changed a couple of things in their little hustle to not have a safe hustle, in the street game. And this goes towards that. And basically, most people say that this book should have came out first because it preludes to this book. But any way you read it, they are 4 great stories in the generation that started off with The Legend of Toy, Paper Dreams on Lexington Avenue. Like I said, this is the first book. I really like the cover. The hardcover is great. Paperback is just as groovy. That's the paperback version. It's a hardcover version. Both available on Amazon. Just like Last King, 105th Street, hardcover, paperback. And we also have a website coming up, the Harlem Chronicles and GHET-TO Sports, a merger of my two worlds. Hardcover, paperback. Both available on Amazon and both available on the website. The website is called GHET-TOSportsInHarlem.com, where you can look up both books. And we'll, in the future, we'll have other things on the website that we'll be promoting. But these are 4 great books that you need to go out there and buy. And the next time that we're on, we'll be talking about GHET-TO Sports with Manny, talking about our sports. But we also like to promote what else is going on in our lives. Peace.